Well, hi, I'm David Shamansky with U.S. Mortgages, and I know that you are probably finding this because you're looking at buying a home, maybe a little overwhelmed, maybe a little scared, but we're going to take that and remove that fear and answer a bunch of questions that are the most commonly asked questions of how do I buy a home, and remove that fear to help you get your piece of the American dream. Can U.S. Mortgages help with your down payment or grant money? Absolutely we can, but think of it, it's not just a free-for-all. It's not like there's this unlimited pool of money and everybody that comes up and says, hey, give me my share of it is gonna get it. You have to show creditworthiness. You have to show ability to repay. And we're also looking for somebody that is trying to get into their first house, trying to get their piece of the American dream. So where we don't have overlays, like we have mentioned in other questions that you had asked me, in this part we do. And it's not just our overlay, it's truly a make sense overlay, and it comes straight down from the feds. They want to see a minimum of a 620. At a 620, they feel that is probably the very bottom threshold of creditworthiness, and the loan is going to actually service. So if you're going to get free money, free down payment money, or assisted money, or what have you, to buy your house, we want to in turn make sure that you're going to be able to service that loan, and it is not going to be a burden to you, but it's going to be a benefit to you. So as long as you've got the ability to repay, as long as your credit is, that 620 and above, and as long as your debt to income ratio isn't completely out of whack, keeping in that, we were talking in the 50% and other ranges before, and here it's a little bit more restricted. Because why? More than likely you've never owned your home before, or you wouldn't be a first-time home buyer, and there are expenses that come with owning a home. Even if it's just minor maintenance, changing filters, cleaning the house, you name it, there are going to be things that you are going to get hit with that you're unexpected. So we're going to be looking at that 45, 43% and below, just to give you that little extra cushion to be prepared and be able to pay for those unexpected items that are going to come up. And then talking about the grant side of this, U.S. Mortgages can cover up to 4% of your purchase price. So we're limited for your loan up to, standard conventional loan limits, which today are $484, $350. So when you factor 4%, you're probably looking darn near $20,000 that you could potentially get as gifted money that you never have to repay. Now there is a small caveat, there is some change of that, because what they don't want is people coming in and gaming the system. They don't want to coming in having all this money allocated to you and you turn around, sell your house, and you just pocket that cash. So now there's going to be time restrictions. You have to be in the home. We can't force you to live in there. We do realize life happens, but if you do get out within the first 3 years, you may have to be paying a piece of that back. So just keep that in mind. The money's there, but we want to help you get into a home, not try to line your pocket with $20,000 for no reason. I want to buy now, but I'm scared the market may be at or near the top. So why would I buy now? So the answer to that is pretty simple. Just like we've talked about in other areas, the purchase price is a factor, but so are interest rates. So even if your purchase price may be at or near the peak, interest rates are also still near or at historic low marks right now. So it makes the affordability on housing so much better. And now you're the one in control. You're not subject to the landlord's whims. You're not subject to, it's a year from now and he's gonna raise my rent $250 and I already thought I was overpaying, so now I've got the added expense and inconvenience of packing everything up and moving again, or being in a situation where your neighbor beside you, above you, or below you is driving you absolutely bonkers, and you're like, I got to get away from this rat race and this mess. So it gives you some freedom, it gives you some independence, it gives you some control. But let's say you are right and your real fear is that we are at Maybe we've peaked from the top already and just starting to take our descent down. Well, that's why we came up with our Home Safe Down Payment Guarantee. It's exclusive to us. It protects the homeowner from potential market loss. So if the market really is poised for the corrections that I've heard about and others have talked about, then your down payment money isn't just gone because you happen to buy now in 2019 versus 4 years ago in 2015. You can buy and be rest assured that you know where your interest rate is. They're at fantastic low levels. And if the market really does take its turn for the worse, your down payment money is protected from loss. And the good side is, if we're both wrong and the market continues to go up, you've made a great choice because you got in at a low rate. You've got the peace of mind from the down payment guarantee, but you're not precluded from any gain. So if the market just continues on another 10-year tear, you're going to get to participate in all that upside. Denver home prices seem unaffordable. What can I do? What can I do in this matter? So you don't really have any control when you are the renter. You are 100% subject to whatever your landlord is going to do. Now, you may have little windows of control, like if you signed a lease with me and I said, I'm going to charge you $2,000 for this year, that's what you're capped at. But you have no guarantee what may come down the path once your lease is up. So then the piece comes into, can I afford to buy a home right now? More than likely you can. If your credit is good, most incomes are at high levels right now, so there is affordability out there. And the other factor that helps with that is with interest rates being so low right now, that helps you buy more house so that you can still fit in the price points that are out, especially in the Denver metro area, into a payment that's affordable to you. You're going to get the benefits of pride of ownership, you're going to get the independence, you're going to get the locked in piece of it to where yes, you may be paying $2,000 a month in rent right now, and yes, your mortgage may be at that or higher, but there's also some tax savings that you may be able to realize. And you're also now, instead of just paying $2,000 a month, and that's the number we're using, to go to your landlord for a place to stay, now that same money, or even you could be paying more, might be putting another $500 a month or more back into your pocket in the form of added equity from the appreciation of paying down your loan. So it's not just a one-to-one correlation you've got to look at, it's the overall end game on top of the sanity, the peace of mind, the control, the benefit and pride of being a homeowner. And, again, I'm going to go into the down payment piece. You put your down payment, you're buying, where is the market at? If it is at the top of the market, you still get the benefit of the low rate, you still get the benefit of home ownership, you still get the benefit that you're building your equity and not somebody else's. And if the reality comes where you do need to sell or choose to sell and the market's down, your down payment isn't a risk. So how fast can U.S. mortgages help me close my loan? Some of that's up to you. Now, there are some real Fed guidelines in there. The Feds have restricted everything so that we can't just come in like you used to be able to. I take your application, I run your credit, you've got all your income docs, I make a quick phone call, an appraiser comes out to see your house today, your appraisal's done tomorrow, I've got your title work, I can close your loan. No, those days are gone. So the minimum you can do is 8 days. So if I'm taking your loan application today, go 1 week from today and then 1 day following, and that's the fastest anybody can legally close a loan. Reality is they don't happen that fast. Reality is on a fast track, you're probably looking 14 to 20 days. And again, you have control of that. So if we're ordering the appraisal today, and the appraiser calls you and they can't get a hold of you and you play phone tag for 3 days, that's 3 days added to the time of your loan that I can't control because I can't make you answer your phone and I can't make that appraiser answer when you call them back. If my processors reach out to you and they say, hey John, hey Tim, hey Mandy, whoever, we need your 2017 or 2018 W-2s or taxes or bank statements or whatever the condition may be, and we don't get them from you for a week, that's 1 week that we've basically been at a standstill that we can't do anything. So Sometimes you get the frustrated borrower that says, oh, you say you can close loans in 2 weeks, or you say you can close loans in less than 30 days. We absolutely can. Absolutely can. But what we can't do is make you do anything. So if you're willing to work fast with us and anything that we need, you get that to us, and you're readily available to answer when the appraiser calls, and you're readily available when the processor's reaching out to you for items that are needed, there should never be a situation that it takes more than 21 days to close your loan. Never. Anything beyond that is going to be from delays from what I've mentioned, something that's popped up that none of us expected, or just delays in you. I mean, let's face it, I get life. Sometimes I'm super busy. You might be able to call me and get a hold of me right now. I answer whatever question you need, and then there may be other times where the next person that calls me doesn't get me for 3 weeks. I get that. So we're not going to come back at you and say, oh, you're a bad borrower. One thing to keep in mind though, most borrowers, because rates are so low right now, lock in their rate at the time of the application. So those do have time limits on it. So if you're delaying when you've locked in on your rate, it could cost you money, because then you've either got to be subject to where the market's gone, or you've got to pay to extend your rate lock in, and you don't want to do that. So you want to be responsive, save yourself money, get your loan done fast, and move on. You like what you've heard, now what? How do I start this crazy process of buying a house? It's pretty simple. You can go online or you can call us. If you call us, I promise you no one's gonna bite you, no one's gonna prejudge you that, oh, you don't fit this mold, or you didn't make enough income, or your credit score wasn't there. We don't have the overlays. If we can make your loan work, we're gonna make it work. And just like an individual, everybody looks different, acts different, thinks different. Everybody's credit profiles and income is gonna be different too. So don't put yourself into your own bucket. Don't be your self-deprecator going, oh, I know that this guy makes more than me, or she does this better than, no. You're where you're at. Let us find what's going to work for you where you're at today. If it doesn't work, if it doesn't get you the house that you want, so be it. We're not going to charge you any upfront fees. There's no risk to get it started. If there is a credit or a blemish or an issue or a job time issue that we can't overcome, we can at least see it now, address it, and know what timeline or what events have to take place for you to be right back on point to be able to transact this. And we want to help you get a home. And if you choose one of the real estate agents that we partner with, they've already agreed. So pre-done for you. You don't have to do anything. They're going to give you a % back of the purchase price at closing. And you know, the average home price in Denver is $450,000. So you think about that, that's $4,500 you could use to replenish your bank account that you just drained for buying the house. It could be used to cover moving expenses. It could be used to cover minor improvements going into your new home. It could be used for whatever you want. It's your money. And then depending on how you want to set up your loan with us, we could even match that. So you could potentially get up to 2% cash back. And now, again, using that same example of the average home price for Denver at $450,000, that amount could be $9,000. And depending on, again, how your loan's set up, that may be nearly all of your down payment money coming back to you at close. Hopefully these questions and answers are the ones that you would have been looking for, but if not, and you've got something more specific or something that wasn't covered today, please feel free to reach out to us so we can get your expressed concern answered.